Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Naeem Ghauri. I'm founder, president of NETSOL Technologies. We've been in China for nearly 25 years, and we are a leader in automotive finance solutions and asset finance solutions. We have a lot of in-depth knowledge and experience of this market in the auto segment. And today I would like to share with you what is our strategy and our vision on how we bring digital retail into the market through OEMs, car manufacturers, as well as dealer groups, trying to create direct-to-market channels as much as also direct to dealer to consumer and OEMs to consumers. So first, I will just share with you a global market overview on where do we think the different segments of the market are, and we can give you a global perspective as well, because our business is present in the USA, Europe, and most of Asia. So a lot of the data we have collected is directly from our interaction with our customers around the world. The market size, as we know, in China, in terms of leasing, is about 453 billion in 2024. And we expect it to grow to over 700 billion in just leasing and finance in China alone. Omni-channels have become an important part of digitization. We can see the trends globally that the younger consumers are not interested in just going into the dealership. They want to have access, digital online access, to be able to buy a car. Origination of a purchase of a vehicle is mostly becoming more and more online. Consumers generally of the younger generation, they want to be able to search for cars and originate the purchase decision online, as opposed to going and visiting a dealership. We're also seeing a huge shift and trend in the market in AI. AI is going to become a very important component of any digitization that is happening in the purchase of a vehicle. Not only from selecting cars and inventory or choosing what you want, but also in how you're going to finance the car and what credit decisions and what other criteria is needed to be able to offer finance. A lot of those decisions are now going to be made through trained AI models and through machine learning. In AI alone, there's about $5 billion worth of investment being made in China alone in origination. Financial institutions globally have already deployed 3,500 solutions. 1,200 banks have deployed automated underwriting systems. Just the valuation for loan origination software is over $5 billion. Banks, 1,500 banks are using ML, machine learning algorithms to enhance the credit scoring part of the decision making. Just by the government of China, they've invested $15 billion into fintech, startups alone. So we can see from that trend that even the government itself can see there is a huge shift in how technology is going to play a major part in the purchase of a car. From a China perspective, obviously we have a big local manufacturing groups, the OEMs in China, are growing, and because with the new energy vehicles, as well as the traditional vehicles, we have the top 5 brands, but we also have the international brands of the OEMs, very, very active in the market. But what you see is a current trend in terms of growth of the car sold in China. 25 million cars were sold, and that growth, we still expect it to grow by at least 5% in the next 5 years. The market for both the local made cars as well as international manufacturers is going to grow. Digital transformation is projected that 60% of all cars sold in China will have digital interaction. Going back to that number, by 2025, it is projected that over 60% of all vehicles will involve digital interactions. Now, all of the OEM representatives in this room and dealer representatives in this room, if you absorb the importance of that statement, that there is research that says 60% of car buying by the consumer is going to require a digital interaction. So what does that mean for your organization? That are you ready for that revolution, literally, on how much time people are going to spend, and also how much of the decision making is going to depend on the experience of how your online presence, how your online presence and your app or web presence is going to influence that decision to buy your car. There are, in terms of the size of the market and the dealership networks, we know the China dealership landscape has about 28,000 automotive dealers. And we, as our company, NETSOL, we touch 50% of those dealers through our products and platforms. That's a huge, significant presence and penetration of our platforms. But more than anything else, it gives us a very clear insight into dealer behavior and consumer behavior on how our products and our technology is being used. It puts us in a very unique position on when we develop something on the digital front, we understand where are the pain points of the consumer and the dealer as much as the OEM. This is a really important slide, and the information that we see here is that currently, for a consumer, what are the preferred channels and how much of the process is online and how much of it is offline. And as you can see, the very beginning, I think all of us, younger or older people, we are at least able to do a search for a car that we want. And 70% of the people who actually try to get the basic information do it online. Then as we go to comparing the product and configuring the car, that interaction gets less and less. You can imagine every step that is here on this slide, that every time that there is less interaction online, how much data you are losing. So if the consumer decides to go offline, the minute the consumer is offline, you don't know what they're doing, you don't know what their behavior is, you don't know what they're deciding, thinking. But whatever data can be captured from the time they're online will help you for future business. Whether it's marketing, whether it's credit risk, there's so many aspects of car buying that every single step here that happens in the very last point, and when you're closing the deal, 21% of the deals close online. You can see there's a huge opportunity and potential for increasing that 21% to a higher number. We are still at a very low level, and you can imagine that from where you are at 12% and 14%, that how much more opportunity is there to engage the consumer to stay online and to be able to allow you to check the behavior and get the data and use the data for future business. But that is only going to happen if your platform is compelling enough, strong enough technologically to keep the customer engaged. Because I know for myself, if I'm online buying anything, anytime if I lose interest, if I don't stay engaged with the platform, I leave. I think we're all like that. Attention span is not very long. The minute we see something which is irrelevant and something which is of no interest or is something we don't need, we leave. It is the experience of the application developer, the technological partner that can help you make sure that the consumer stays engaged all the way through the process, right till the very end. I have some questions here. The slide deck is available. I'm sure you can think about these questions. For example, is your organization prepared to embrace technological advancement and the changing regulatory framework while meeting time to market? It's a question you have to ask yourself. What do you consider to be the most important factor for digital innovation in the finance and leasing industry? Okay, so these are the type of questions you need to ask yourself, because every market is different in China, and I'm sure you have different considerations than we have in the US. But we certainly, as NETSOL, we are available. We are happy to share with you what we believe are the most important factors that you need to innovate yourself as a digital innovation leader. What are the challenges around trying to transform your organization from a digital retail perspective? And when we talk about digital retail, we say you're trying to bring a manual process, a physical process, and you're digitizing it. That's the question. And now, with every transformation of this scale is going to have challenges on the ground. So let's just look at what we are dealing with. So most of the OEMs, I'm sure here, have old legacy systems. They've been running for years. But when you bring digitization and transformation or AI, what will be the technological challenges for you to transform when you have a lot of legacy system? The regulatory compliance, that is a moving goalpost. Regulation is changing around us literally every day. And we know in China, regulation compliance is key and it's important. So you need a partner who understands what are the challenges around regulatory compliance. And a company like NETSOL, we've been here 25 years, and we are within an ecosystem of all regulation and understand those challenges well. Technological disruptions within the car itself, the ICE vehicles transforming into new energy vehicles, that we all know, and I don't want to spend too much time on this, but we know that is itself a big challenge. The end-to-end digital retail journey, uh, again, this has to come from experience. This has to be something which has to work for the local market. What we have done in the USA for some very, very large companies like BMW and Mini, where we have built platforms for them to allow their consumer to buy the car completely from home. From searching the car to signing the e-contract, they can do the entire transaction sitting at home. But what are the challenges in China? Are we able to do this? Can we complete the journey end-to-end online? These are the type of questions, and areas where we can help bring the knowledge in from the global customer base we have, see how those problems can be solved from a China perspective. Because we still have a lot to learn in China, and how we can help you transform from an end-to-end perspective. Cybersecurity, data privacy, these are well-known challenges, and they will be, in any transformation, they will be a very big part of the transformation. And adoption of advanced technologies, I'd say there's a lot of hype around AI. Everybody is talking about AI. I don't know how much people understand what impact AI will create in your businesses, but I can tell you, we are now in the age of AI. Whether we are ready or we are not ready, it doesn't matter. The change is happening around us. So what do I do? What do we do? What do we do as a group or as a company? We embrace it. We embrace it, and we make sure we are ready, and we sure we are ahead. I think I have a lot of slides, but I'm also aware of the time. I want to just focus on the key points. When we build a digital solution, we have an agile approach. It's modular, and it's API-first architecture, and now we also including AI within the architecture. We believe in omni-channels. We believe it is not only the consumer that needs to have digital access. We believe the dealer, we need the OEM, we believe all the different players, stakeholders in the ecosystem must have a portal, must have a way to be a part of the entire journey. Also make sure that whatever solution we come up with is compatible with the new energy vehicles as well. Self-service is important. We want to empower the user to be able to work with the system, with the platform, independently, be able to self-serve themselves. So the technology has to be very intuitive and very user-friendly. Again, another question you can answer: what technology aspect holds the highest importance for your organization's success? Everybody may have a different answer to that, but I think underlying all of the answers will be one answer: AI. I think every organization, they may have other aspects, but as AI is now a major part of the technological landscape, I think everybody will have that as part of that answer. So really, digital retail, we believe that profitability, in the industry is low profitability due to so much manual intervention that a lot of the transactions that are happening are underwater, and dealers are repeating the process again and again and again. 97% of the dealers repeat the process. This is the old way of buying the car, and as you can see, a lot of this is repetitive and slow, and it moves like this. It doesn't move in a straight line. Only 50%, 56% of buyers are satisfied in how much time they spend buying a car. 56%. there's a 44% of the people out there who are not happy. Pre-COVID, it took 187 minutes to transact a car, buy a car at a dealership. And post-COVID, it's now 177 minutes. It's slightly faster, and I'm sure there's some digitization that happened in that time. So how do we level up to provide that modern, unforgettable shopping experience? We can learn a lot from the big players, the industry leaders like Tesla, and other new energy companies like NIO, and then the traditional players in the market in China. So really what we need to develop is a frictionless experience that has to be strategic and technology driven. And we have to make sure that we are able to provide a seamless end-to-end experience, that we can go from online to in-store. So when you chose a car online, and then when you go to the store, the experience is not different, because the dealer should have the same application and the same way of configuring the car that you configured at home when you go to the dealer. So dealer is still a very much an important part of the entire process, but it has to be seamless in terms of look and feel, and the financing has to be easy, and customer first service is important. So really, you have to elevate your direct-to-consumer strategy, and our Transcend platform, which we are happy to share with you how that works. But Transcend platform can essentially completely transform your sales process and make it completely digital, and you can go from the very beginning of the process of search the car to end of the purchase through the contract, whether it's finance contract or a cash. We have to come out of the comfort zone. I think it's, again, easy to remain as we are, keep going as we are. Nothing needs to change, but we can see this is not progress, because if you don't change, if we don't change, other people are changing. Startups are happening, new car companies are starting, and new car companies, the OEMs, they won't necessarily have a dealer network. They probably go direct to consumer. So the traditional OEMs who have the dealer networks have to work together with the dealer to build these digital solutions to make sure we can effectively compete with the new energy vehicle, how they, like NIO and Tesla, sell their cars. They are the real competition. So the traditional OEM, the traditional dealer, has to up the game to be able to compete with them. And the younger generation is very much part of that process. They want an omni-channel experience. They really want to make sure that their experience is consistent, and they, if you can see how buyers complete the process now, and how they would like to complete the next purchase in future. It's literally changing completely to 50%, 43% to 8% to 71%. And Gen Z, as you know, are more adaptable, more ready for change, and they're happy to choose and buy a car literally without having to go to the dealer network. I've been told my time is running out, so what can I say? Right at the end, I go to my last slide. This is enough for 1 hour, I think. Okay, what is our mission? Really, this is our mission: Transcend digital retail. It is an ecosystem. It is an orchestration system. We're happy to share details with you where we can transform your organization completely from a manual process to a completely digital process, end to end. Thank you very much for your time and attention. All the best.